But right now 74, pretty gusty, 18-mile-per-hour winds. So definitely want to hold on to your hats out there. Mid-70s dominating throughout our entire region, with a little bit cooler in Madison at 70 degrees. Western rain right now is dominating our storylines. We have a big trough and cold front bringing in some mountain snow and isolated rain showers across the Idaho Valley. And going into tonight, spring morph dominating the country. Go enjoy it. Watching that west as the system moves across. And of course, and then lastly, as we do our show, we're going to try to be fearless, and we're going to make sure our broadcasters don't have any blank spaces throughout our show. And now we're going to hand it over to Sarah Lynn for her desk forecast.
Happy Tuesday, y'all. I am Sarah Lynn Premer, and welcome back to yet another FSU weather. We do have a very exciting show for you. We are covering some severe weather out west, as well as some scattered showers around Florida that is prompting a small craft advisory for the entire coast of Florida, which we don't see super often. We will also be traveling to Tampa Bay, my hometown, for our Spotlight City. If you are traveling down there for the Taylor Swift concert this weekend, I'm sure that you will appreciate a forecast for that time of year. We are also watching a little bit of the going into the warmer weather that is going to be taking over Tallahassee, and will continue for the rest of the next week, including some showers that we will see. So make sure that you are staying inside and staying dry. We will also be talking a little bit more about what is coming up for severe weather in the next couple of months. Going into spring, we do have a little bit more severe thunderstorms, and then going into our summer with our hurricane season starting on June 1st, and we will keep you up to date and make sure you are aware of what is going on and making sure that you are staying up to date and knowing when severe weather is coming and what to do when that severe weather comes. To talk a little bit more about what's going on locally, I will pass it back to Cicely at the wall.
Thank you so much, Sarah Lynn. Right now we're looking at 74 degrees here in Tallahassee. You can see those clouds over Doak Campbell Stadium right now. It was a little bit colder and cloudier today. As you can see, we're actually right near the average, which is a little bit weird because we were looking at some warmer temperatures in March and April, but it is nothing compared to the record. And right now we're looking at 75. Our low is here in Madison, 70 degrees, not too bad. The entire Big Bend is a very similar temperature as of right now. It is 11 wind speed in Tallahassee right now, which is much more than usual, so hold on to your hats. And it is actually bringing a storm from the East Coast, and which we will see later on with the radar heading in towards Thursday. Our current radar, as you can see, there's a few precipitation over in Lake City and Cross City, but nothing in Tallahassee as of right now. And tonight it will be 60 degrees, and we're going to see 58 Monticello. It's actually a little bit warmer down near the coast, which is a little surprising as the sea breeze usually brings in some more of those cooler temperatures. And for that future radar, this is where you can see that storm heading in towards Wednesday and Thursday at 3 a.m. It will be starting to storm later on, and as the storm continues, it'll push up towards the north, and it'll be out of Tallahassee later on Thursday. For our marine forecast, you can see it is very windy in Panama City Beach. I was a sailor back in the day, and it is not a good time to be sailing right now, especially since it will be raining. And those waves, that is not something a small boat should be in, as there is a small craft advisory for right now. Looking at Lake Jackson, pretty cloudy, but very nice, 74 degrees. And here in Tallahassee, you can see the nurseries, very beautiful. I have not been myself, but 74 degrees, very nice. And our 7-day, you can see that on Wednesday, it will be a little bit chance of rain. And Thursday, it will be storming a lot more. Big chance of storm on Thursday, and there will be a for ice cream social for the president of FSU. Big day, so cover your ice cream on that day. Friday, lots of rain, and if you're driving to Tampa for Taylor Swift, be careful on I-75 and on the roads down towards Tampa, because it will be a lot of storms, especially on Sunday when you're driving back. Happy Orthodox Easter. And on Tuesday, we have tax day. It will be 83, super warm, sunny, and you should do your taxes by the pool. This is Cicely Hammers, and we're going to look at Florida from Matthew.
Thank you, Cicely. Looking across Florida right now, it was pretty cloudy across, very warm, 70s across the area, across the entire state. So much better than what it was this morning. So definitely like a good relaxing as we prepare for the sunset. Looking at the dew points though, upper 50s where we are, which is making it pretty like comfortable. Nothing too like extreme compared down in the southern regions where it's much closer to like the actual temperatures, highlighting some like very strong humidity and making it pretty muggy and miserable out there. Looking at the satellite though, we can see, looking at the satellite, we can see that there were some blotches over in New Orleans and as well down in Miami. Nothing hitting us right now, so we're pretty clear, but those storms will continue to move that way. So as the day prepares into the next few days, it's going to get a little more stormy. But as for right now, across the coast of Florida, we have some small craft advisories. So if you're a little small boat and you're kind of trying to go out on the water and fish a little bit, just be prepared for some choppy conditions. And as well as some surfing, like rough conditions, we have a lot of big waves and riptides on the eastern side and also over in Pensacola area and now over in Mobile. Looking at Miami, it is going to be extremely rainy the next few days. So if you're heading down there expecting some beautiful conditions and expecting to enjoy the beach, maybe to get the last few days of spring break out of the way, it's not a good weekend to do, or a good rest of the week to do so, as we see 90%, 40%, and 50%. As well as some extremely warm conditions, much warmer than what we faced here this last weekend with like nearly freezing temperatures. Over in Orlando, though, if you're going down to go see Disney World or Universal, all that, it's going to be a little bit cloudy and also stormy yet again, except this time just on Thursday. And Friday, it's going to be pretty sunny, so nothing too bad. However, look at those temperatures, 86 and 87 on Thursday and Friday. Those are going to be pretty humid and pretty, like, you're definitely going to be sweating a little bit out there. So be sure to drink lots of water if you're going out in the parks, because those days can get pretty long really quickly. In Jacksonville, it's going to be a little bit better tomorrow. However, that Thursday is going to be rainy yet again, like as it is across the entire state. So if you're going out to the beach over there, maybe you want to play some beach volleyball, just be prepared for some like rainy conditions, and also not a good idea to play, especially with the lightning. Over in Pensacola, where I'm from, shout out the boys. It's going to be pretty rainy on Wednesday and Thursday, 70% chance. So if you're heading home, like I might be, it's going to be not really good. But for the weekend, it is going to go like sunny, 20% chance of rain, 76. So it's going to be pretty mild. It's going to make it a great time to go to the beach, explore what they have to offer over there. As for tonight's temperatures, it's going to be not too bad. It's going to be 60 degrees here in Tallahassee, which is honestly pretty cool. It's about what it was this morning. And down in the southern regions, it's going to be a lot warmer, 75 in Key West, 73 in Miami. So we're not going to still see those summer conditions just yet, but it's going to get a lot warmer really quickly. Now, as for tomorrow, it's going to get extremely warm, much better than it was well, not much better, but per se, it's going to be 79 here in Tallahassee, which is going to be pretty warm. And all the way down across the coast of Florida, it's going to be warm just pretty much everywhere. And now, aside from Florida, Sloan, how's it looking across the southeast?
Yes, thank you so much, Matthew, for that look at Florida. Now we're going to zoom out a little bit and take a look at what's going around the southeast. So as you can see, there's a lot of blue skies going around kind of in the southeast region, but New Orleans is a little bit cloudy, which we're going to be talking about in this segment. There is a low pressure system coming through New Orleans, which is creating a little bit of colder temperatures and a little bit of rain. So in terms of our current temperatures for the southeast, kind of all around the southeast, it's looking pretty mild. Actually pretty mild down in Miami, only 71, which is not as hot as we're used to for Miami. But throughout the rest of the southeast region, it's going to be around the mid-70s, but then in New Orleans, just a little bit cooler at 69. And then our dew point temperatures are going to be pretty dry as we move more towards Atlanta, only 29 in Atlanta. So it's going to be a little bit dry, but as we move more south down towards Miami and the rest of Florida, we're going to be a little bit more humid and a little bit more muggy. So definitely watch out for that mugginess and that humidity if you are in Florida. And then our upper level water vapor is kind of showing these really dry points, just like I just talked about in Atlanta. It's going to be pretty dry in Atlanta. And then also down here, as we move closer to Texas, those are going to be our dry points. There's going to be a lot more water vapor in the air as we kind of look at the rest of Florida. Those white points and those really blue points over here are where there's going to be more water vapor in the air. And then as we can see right here, there is a couple of low pressure systems that we are monitoring down by the coast in Miami, and then also up here close to New Orleans. So definitely if you are in either of those areas, watch out for those 2 storm systems that we're watching coming through. But for the rest of the southeast and the rest of Florida, we're looking pretty good. Tonight's temperatures are going to be pretty mild kind of throughout the region, a little bit chilly in Nashville and Charlotte. But as we move closer to Miami, as we move closer down south in Florida, it's going to be a little bit more mild and a little bit more warm. It's definitely a great night to kind of go out and maybe take a walk with your friends or something like that. And then as we can see, as we move into Wednesday and Thursday, we are going to be monitoring, like I kind of said before, a couple of storm systems going around the southeast. New Orleans is kind of the big point to be watching out for, which is causing those cooler temperatures, a lot of rain, a lot of storms. So definitely watch out for that if you are in New Orleans. Usually it's a fun time down there, but maybe not this week, maybe not this weekend, just because of all those storms that we're experiencing going down there. As we can see, yeah, that swirl that's going around New Orleans is really kind of concerning, so watch out for that. And then tomorrow's high temps is going to be pretty warm all throughout the southeast region. Definitely super warm as we kind of get more south down in Key West, 81. But as we move kind of towards more north, it's going to cool down just a little bit as we expected. And then again, like we kind of have been talking about for tomorrow, just like today, New Orleans is going to be our cool point with a little bit of storms. And then Fayetteville, we have our 3-day outlook right here. Just kind of seeing what you're going to be expecting the next couple of days. It's going to be pretty sunny. Definitely not like New Orleans. Pretty mild, pretty sunny. So if you are in Fayetteville, you are in luck. And then Myrtle Beach is also looking pretty nice Wednesday and Thursday, except Friday. We do have a little bit of rain going on, so maybe not the best beach day. And then we also want to tell you guys about our Braves game going on in Atlanta. If you do find yourself there, it's going to be super nice weather, so definitely go ahead and check out Atlanta. And then how's our national looking, Hayden?
Yeah, thanks, Sloan. National looking pretty warm actually right now. Taking a look, I see, wow, Denver 84 popped up the first thing I saw on the map. Salt Lake City 81. Actually, know a good buddy from there, so I bet his parents are basking in the warmth. Arizona looks like we're seeing 90s. California seeing a little bit cooler temperatures with the water to 60. And then even Detroit, Chicago, all in the mid-70s. So spring warmth is dominating the nation. Dew Point still very dry. Albuquerque in 24. Shout out to Michael working at the office there. Salt Lake City 28, Denver 14. So extremely dry air dominating the west with these warm conditions, so maybe some fire hazard is definitely forming. And then ahead of our system and our troughs, we're seeing pretty moist conditions. San Antonio 52, New Orleans 58, Miami 67, of course always tropical. So we definitely have a more moist split with the east and then being dry out in the west. Looking at our frontal systems, our surface maps, we have high pressure dominating across the entire plains and eastern seaboard. We have a stalled out boundary draped across the South Florida Peninsula, eventually lifting up that moisture into our region. And of course, we also have a cold front helping reach northwest and also some dry air along the California coast. Looking at the upper, see the cool blue shading that's indicating clouds and moisture. So you see that front draped across from Las Vegas into San Francisco, bringing in some of those moist conditions. This kind of upper level low that's going to help spawn a surface low over the Louisiana area. And this is going to help it continue to evac moisture into our region. It also looks like a little bit of a dry pocket into Atlanta and Myrtle Beach, so enjoy that if you're in the southeast region. The northwest, behind that cold front, we're seeing showers and snow showers dominating the entire Cascades and the Sasquatch Mountains, I believe. And then, of course, we have our upper level low, another one coming into the Seattle area. So we can expect a lot more rain. Looking at our western flooding, now looks like we have a flood watch dominating across much of Nevada. And, of course, we have a high wind warning from Great Falls, Dillon, Missoula, North Browning. So keep an eye out. We're going to see some extremely strong wind gusts with this frontal system. Right now we're seeing wind gusts anywhere from 46 in Dillon, West Yellowstone 38. So watch out for any flying buffalo. Seattle 25. So yeah, definitely gusty conditions dominating. And where's this at? This is this afternoon in Idaho. So if you're on Interstate 15, you have snow peaked across our entire nation. Actually, we have some blue skies, maybe some showers coming in, steeping on the roads, but very cool graphic. I'm glad I saw that. Increased runoff risk. So when you have a lot of rain, especially out for west in Montana, Idaho, you have poor drainage, you have rapidly rising stream rivers, and of course, any standing water or along the roadways and elevation. This can lead to some hazardous driving and hiking conditions. So do be drought monitor. We have most. Since the west actually is not looking too bad, which is nice after old years of wildfires. And of course, if you look right down there at Fort Myers and Naples, we do have an extreme drought. So this rainfall coming up and that's been pervasive through Easter. There's actually much of a release to our area. So tonight's low forecast, very mild, 61 Chicago, 64 Minneapolis, across most of the nation, with the west being the cool spot, seeing some lows in even the mid-30s. But overall, the country is very warm. Look at tomorrow. Oh my goodness, all these sunshines are red. It's very good to see spring is dominating. Minneapolis, 85 degrees, even warmer than Tallahassee by 6 degrees. So spring is throughout the area. In Minneapolis, speaking of which, plus 30 anomaly, plus 30, 20 dominating across most of the northern tier, with the south being a little bit more cloudy, holding temperatures in the year. Fire weather outlook, of course, will be high with those warm temperatures and low humidity. But overall, yeah, most of the nation is looking good. So now we're going to bring it over onto our desk for their segment.
Yes, thank you so much, Hayden, for that look at our national. Definitely, as we're kind of going into the spring and summer season, we've noticed a lot of high temperatures, which I'm definitely enjoying. But also with the spring and summer season, we're experiencing a lot more severe weather. So we're going to kind of talk a little bit about the severe weather that you guys are going to hopefully be prepared for in the upcoming months, because we are kind of entering that season. And we're going to kind of tell you guys a little bit about the upcoming months and what you can expect for the severe weather.
And depending on where you are in the country, this definitely impacts what type of storms you may be seeing. I know as a Florida native, we are approaching hurricane season, definitely. So the hurricane season lasts from June 1st to November 30th. So if you are going to be in Florida at this time, definitely make sure you keep an eye out on what type of storms may be developing from tropical storms into hurricanes.
Yep, exactly. And I know since you are from Florida, you've experienced a lot of hurricanes. I'm from Nebraska, so I haven't experienced a lot of hurricanes. My first hurricane was actually at FSU, but I've been experiencing a lot of severe storms kind of in the kind of Midwest region. So that severe storm season is from late May to June, so we're just about to kind of approach that. And with that, you can kind of expect hail, damaging winds, water spouts, things like that.
And the names for these storms that will be developing has just been released recently. So these are the names as of right now for the tropical storms that may or may not develop into hurricanes. A few of the names, 5 of them actually have been changed out. I'm sure we all remember Hurricane Irma a couple of years ago. That has been replaced by the name Tropical Storm / Hurricane Emily. And a few of those other names have been changed. But as right now, what you're seeing on your screen is the list of names that you might hear as we progress through this hurricane season in Florida.
Yes, exactly. So definitely kind of keep a lookout for those names from your local meteorologists. But what we kind of thought was very interesting was that these storms were actually pre-named. The names for them were actually kind of already set out before the storms actually occur, which I didn't know. Did you know that?
I actually did not, and I've been here all my life, and I was actually surprised. I thought they kind of named them as they popped up, but apparently the names are already pre-planned while they're still, planning for that ahead of the hurricane season. But on a more positive note, let's hear from Sarah Lynn to hear what's going on in Tampa in preparation for that Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah, thank you guys. I mean, speaking of tropical storms and hurricanes, Tampa Bay is the area that gets impacted by hurricanes very often. We see at least a couple storms. This is where I'm from, so I've seen hurricanes my entire life, and they continue to kind of bombard the coast. Just Hurricane Ian this past September was heading straight for Tampa Bay, but ended up turning. But on a more positive note, Tampa Bay spotlight weather. A little bit of fun fact about Tampa: it is the 3rd largest city in Florida, with professional sports teams such as the Tampa Bay Lightning, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Tampa Bay Rays, all sports teams that I grew up rooting for and continue to root for to this day. Between Tampa Bay and Florida and Titusville, Lightning Alley is what it's called. It receives the most lightning strikes annually in the U.S. This doesn't surprise me at all. Over the summer times, it's like we're dodging, it's crazy. It looks like the Wild West out there. But honestly, it really is a kind of gorgeous day, a little cloudy in downtown Tampa camera. If you find yourself there for this weekend for the Taylor Swift concert, as we've previously mentioned, that's kind of the spotlight for tonight apparently. But a little muggy, a little cloudy, but and a little warm, 78 degrees and partly cloudy with a pretty significant breeze out of the east-northeast at 14 miles an hour. It's a little hot, and it will continue to be that hot, and it is through Pinellas, Hillsborough, and Polk County. They're seeing those mid-70s and high 70s and low 70s temperatures, and that will be persisting across this area through that kind of lightning alley that they mentioned, aforementioned before, at 78 and St. Petersburg 77. But they will be continuing to see those type of temperatures for the next couple of days. Satellite radar isn't showing very much, just some cloud cover over the area, not seeing any precipitation at all, but a little bit of cloud cover as we saw on our camera before over the entire area. They won't be seeing any precipitation today, but they might be seeing some in the coming days. Tonight's temperature is not dropping as much as I am sure they would like it to be, getting down to the high 60s in Pinellas County and the mid 60s in Polk and Hillsborough County, and seeing a little bit cloudy, but nothing that they need to be worried about, especially in terms of precipitation or anything. It might be a gorgeous night to go out on a walk. As we mentioned, the future radar, they will be getting some rain coming into Wednesday. It looks like some significant weather that they will be seeing over the next couple of days, and continuing into Thursday, some scattered showers, but nothing that they really need to be keeping an eye on for the next couple of days. Our 3-day outlook, as we said, that rainy conditions that are coming through starting with thunderstorms, and the temperature is only going to rise 85 degrees, getting down the high 60s, just like it was today. And I'm sure that they wanted a little bit of a reprieve, but maybe getting down into some nicer weather for that concert that we continue to mention. And so as we continue to look at the rest of the lifestyle, we're going to pass it off to Cicely.
Thank you so much, Sarah Lynn. I am personally going to Taylor Swift this weekend, Saturday. It may not be gorgeous, but it will be the best day ever. So looking at Landis right now, it is 75 degrees, super warm. It is a little bit windier than usual. Tonight, we will have 59 degrees, pretty good for going out. I usually suggest a jacket, but that's because I'm from the South. So, and looking at the flights at Tallahassee International Airport, no delays right now, 74 degrees, partly cloudy, very good. And I'm sure some of you will be, I'm sure there will be lots of flights into Tampa and Tallahassee just to drive for that concert like we keep mentioning. And little fun fact, tonight Mercury is at its farthest distance away from the sun, and you can see it tonight from Earth after sunset, later at like 8 p.m. when it'll be darker. Hopefully those clouds don't cover up Mercury, but you know, we'll see. Tonight is the baseball game at UF. Go Seminoles. First pitch, 6 p.m. There's a slight chance of rain, but nothing terrible. I'm sure it'll be a great game, and hopefully we win this time. If you want to walk your dog or any type of pet tomorrow, it will be 60 degrees and a little bit warmer throughout the day, 70s. To a little brisk in the morning. Our beach forecast looking very nice for, oh, actually not so nice for Panama City Beach. A little off and on rain, 75 degrees, not too terrible. Doesn't look like the best day for the beach, but we'll see. The water is almost the same temperature as the wind, so it should be not too bad. The President's Ice Cream Social is on Thursday from 1 to 3. It will be storming, which is terrible, but hopefully you can cover up your ice cream and eat it as fast as you can. And looking into Friday, April 14th, this Friday at night, there will be a circus. If you're not going to Taylor Swift, head to the circus. It'll be super fun. I haven't been personally yet, but I definitely want to go. And tax day is on Tuesday, unfortunately. But it will be nice out, so maybe do your taxes by the pool, the beach, you never know. And for our 4-day outlook, Thursday is the day you need to look out for the most when you're walking to classes. Definitely bring an umbrella. Friday, it's very stormy as well, but Saturday will be very nice for the pool. Matt, would you be able to show us the rest of the local?
Thank you, Sloan. Yeah, kind of to recap what we discussed earlier about Tallahassee, currently it is 74 degrees, extremely cloudy. We can start to see that sun starting to peek out through the clouds as it makes its way down for that sunset. So if you're going out for a walk tonight, you might see some nice colors in the sky. However, it's going to be masked a little bit by these clouds. 74 right now. Winds are pretty strong right now, 18 miles per hour coming from the east. I know I was on my way here and I could not keep my hair down. It was flying everywhere. Looking at the temperatures, though, across the Big Bend area, it's pretty warm right now. Upper 75 right now in Tallahassee, and it's staying pretty in those lower 70s across the area. So definitely a lot better than that 60 degrees we kind of woke up with, and also that 30 to 40 degrees we had just a few days ago. Looking at the dew points, though, it is pretty comfortable right now. 54 is the dew point here, and also 49 over in Bainbridge. Those aren't going to bring much humidity to us as well, and nothing really too much to worry about. You should be able to walk pretty fine without getting much sweat and being able to breathe pretty comfortably. Looking at the current radar, we kind of have these splotches making their way from the east, from the coast, and they might bring a little bit of rain here and there, but they're pretty scattered, so It shouldn't be too much. You see barely green, maybe some yellow. So it's going to be like maybe a few showers here and there. Nothing to worry about, especially kind of as it makes its way closer to Tallahassee and the rest of Florida. Looking at tonight's lows, though, it is going to dip a little bit. It's going to be 60 degrees here again, which is just what we experienced just this morning as we woke up. And it's going to be a little bit colder up in the northern regions over in Bainbridge and Thomasville, 57, 55 respectively. And also down in the coast, it's going to be a little bit warmer as we have that storm making its way across. It's going to bring a lot of moisture up from the waters. As for tomorrow's highs, it's going to be much warmer than what we're used to, especially this past week. Pretty warm, 79 degrees in Tallahassee, 79 over in Monticello. And so it's going to be, pretty strong, pretty much definitely going to have a rough few days ahead of us, definitely coming back into the summer weather that we're kind of experiencing lately. Looking at the future radar, though, we do have some clouds making their way up north, and nothing's really going to come in our way until roughly like Thursday morning, Wednesday night, so like around 3 a.m. And it's going to make its way clear us by and be out of its way by Thursday evening. So it should just generally be a Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon type of rain. Nothing too much for the rest of the weekend. So it should be pretty clear hopefully by then. As for the hourly, it is going to be pretty warm, 71, 77, and 76 tomorrow. So it's going to be pretty muggy. Not too bad. Nothing much for rain, 20% chance of rain across the entire way. So nothing too strong. As for the marine, if you're going out, a small boat, just watch out for the strong winds and strong rip currents. They're going to pull you out pretty hard. Looking at the 7-day, though, it is going to be pretty stormy, 80% chance on Thursday, and a 40% chance on Sunday. But as for the rest, it's going to be pretty warm. And now we're going to send it over to Hayden and Autumn to close us out at the desk.
Great job telling us what's going on around here, Matthew. And congratulations, Matthew, on you and Cicely's first show. You both did an amazing job letting us know what's going on for our weather locally around here and in Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even know. If they didn't tell me, I wouldn't guess it was their first show. When I did my first show, I was like dropping the mic. I was like, yeah, they did a great job. I'm excited for them.
Absolutely. Wonderful job. Can't wait to see them more. And I also cannot wait because it is Earth Month. I have my little Earth pin on because Earth Day is on the 22nd next Saturday. So I know we have some off and on rain for the next week or so, but definitely make sure you enjoy your time outside and celebrate our beautiful planet.
Yeah, I mean, warm temperatures were dominating across the entire country. Minneapolis is 85, so if you're tired of being snowed in, this is your chance.
It is.
Blossoms
it's definitely,
are going out too.
Yes, exactly. It's the time to be outside, a time to appreciate our planet, and that's why we're here to tell you the weather. That way you can plan it out best.
Yeah, absolutely. Tallahassee, we do have some rain coming in Thursday, but just bring the umbrella. The ice cream social is also Thursday, so hopefully that rain holds off and we can get that event in.
I hope so. I hope so. And definitely make sure you keep up to date on the weather by following us on Twitter, as well as our Facebook and our Instagram, which is included on the screen there, as well as our TikTok. And you're probably watching us live on YouTube right now.
Yes. And of course, those socials aren't enough, of course. Just keep watching us. You can watch old clips on YouTube. It never gets old. All my old classmates, we have a good time.
And thank you so much for watching Florida State University Weather. I'm Autumn.
And I'm meteorologist Shane Wilder.
Talk to you later.